Good morning. In the previous session, we have discussed about motion in a straight line, velocities, accelerations, and most importantly, the velocity time graph, position time graph. Another thing is acceleration time graph, position time graph, x and t, v and t, velocity time graph, and next one is acceleration time graph. For velocity time graph, if the motion is uniform, acceleration means if the velocity of the particle is changing at regular intervals, uniform acceleration will be there. Straight line graph for velocity time graph means uniform acceleration where the slope itself will give you the uniform acceleration. The same graph, same situation expressed in position time graph will be written in the form of a curve, a parabolic curve. The same situation. Same situation here in acceleration time graph. When our time is 0, acceleration is 10 meter per second square. When our time is 1 second, acceleration is 10 meter per second square. When our time is 2 seconds, acceleration is constant. Acceleration is constant. Acceleration is constant. Means you will get a flat line. See, all these three graphs are representing the same situation, that is uniform acceleration. This is acceleration time graph with a flat line. Acceleration is constant. Velocity, acceleration is constant. Velocity is changing. Acceleration is constant. Reduced by slope. And here the velocity is changing. Displacement is changing with time. Acceleration is constant. Okay. This is how we represent kinematic equations of motion, in which the most important graph here is velocity time graph, in which the slope gives acceleration and area of the curve, area of the graph gives you displacement, and these two are the very important things we must know from knowing the velocity time graph. Area represents displacement and slope represents the acceleration in VT graph. Using this VT graph, we will derive the equations of motion, kinematic equations of motion. What are these kinematic equations of motion? Those are V is equal to U plus AT, where V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, and T is the time. If you know that acceleration of a car is something, acceleration of a car is 5 meter per second square. After 10 seconds, what will be its velocity if it starts from rest? Okay, this is the question I will ask. I know how the speed is changing, how the speed of a car is changing. I know at this rate, every second 5 meter per second is added to its velocity. After 10 seconds, if the same process happens like this, every second 5 meter per second square, every meter 5 meter per second, every second 5 meter per second, every second 5 meter per second, every second 5 meter per second, if it goes on adding like this for 10 seconds, what will be the velocity obtained if the body starts from rest? If the body starts from rest, then initial velocity will be 0. Suppose if the body is not starting from rest, it starts from some other velocity, then U is not equal to 0. It may be some 2 or 3 meter per second. So using this equation, V is equal to U, we know, A we know, T we know. You can calculate after 10 seconds what will be its velocity. You will calculate it. 0 plus 5 into, what is the time? 10. That is 50 meter per second. Means after 10 seconds, the body will be moving with 50 meter per second. That is the power of this formula, the kinematic equations of motion. V is equal to U plus AT. You might have discussed it in the your high schools only. You might have seen these equations. Yes. There is another equation. Which is S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is another equation where s is the displacement covered, u is the initial velocity, t is the time taken, and a is the acceleration, t is the time taken here. See, whenever the body is moving with an acceleration here, and after 10 seconds, we will take the same situation. A body is moving, u is equal to 0, and it is taking 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, if the body is obtained, here this displacement s is the displacement covered by the body. After 10 seconds, I will wait. The body is moving and accelerated. I will wait up to 10 seconds, and I will tell the rider to stop there, and he stops there. And I will go and calculate what will be the displacement covered by the biker after 10 seconds. If he starts from rest and he moves with an acceleration of 5 meter per second square, means every second he increases the speed by 5 meter per second. Up to 10 seconds he will do the same. In these 10 seconds, what is the displacement covered by him? So if you want to know this, then s is equal to ut is 0 into 10 plus half into a is 5 meter per second square, and time is 10 seconds. 10 square means 100. So this becomes 2 ones are 250s, 5 5s are 250, 25 and 250. So 250 meters. So he will go 250 meters after 10 seconds. This is what we have understood from those formulas. That form. S is equal to ut plus half kt square. You can calculate the displacement covered in time t if you know the acceleration of the particle. And next we will see another equation, the last equation, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. The symbols have usual meanings. Means v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration, s is the displacement. Okay. So what is the difference between this formula and this formula? Here displacement is calculated if you know time. And here you can calculate the displacement, you can calculate initial and final velocities if you know only the acceleration. You need not know time, because in this equation there is no t term here, because in the first equation also time is to be understood. In the second equation is also having time, but the third equation is independent of time, means you need not know how much time is elapsed. Suppose there is a situation in which a body starts from rest, moving with an acceleration of 5 meter per second square, and it covers 100 meters. That much only we know. You know that much only. After how many seconds we don't know. What I will say is there is a body, it started from rest, and it is moving with an acceleration of 5 meter per second square, means every second its velocity increases at this rate. And after 100 meters, how much velocity it will be acquiring? Because after 100 meters, its velocity will not be same. After 100 meters, its velocity changed already, because it started from rest. Its velocity is changing. After crossing 100 meters, how much velocity it acquires? Because it is an ever-changing velocity. So we will calculate this. V square is equal to u square is 0 plus 2 into a is 5 into s is 100 meters. 5 2s are 10. 10 into 100 is 1000. Right? 5 2s are 10. 10 into 100 is 1000. So v square is equal to 1000. So can we write it as 10 into 10? Not possible. You can write it as 10 into 100. So it can be 10 root 10. Okay, you can write it as v is equal to 10 into root 10. So it is 10 root 10 meter per second. That is the velocity of the particle. What is the value of root 10? Root 10 is approximately 3 point something. Okay, because 3 3s are 9. Root of 9 is 3. Root of 9 is 3. Root of 10 is 3.1 or 3.3 something. It's more than 3. If you approximately take it as 3, so 3 into 10, that is nothing but approximately, not exactly, approximately 30 to 35 meters per second, the value is. So that is the value after 100 meters crossing. You can calculate this using these three expressions. V is equal to u plus at, ut plus half at square, and u square plus v square is equal to u square plus 2as. And these are the equations you already know in the high schools. But in college, first PU or in the 11th class, you will derive how these equations will come. You will know how these equations are obtained, how these equations can be brought out from the theory we know. And for that derivation, we use a very important thing, that is nothing but the velocity time graph. Okay, we will use the velocity time graph. Using the graph of velocity time, we will calculate, we will derive these three equations. Okay, and it is supposed to be a very important question for 5 marks. Every year it repeats, every year remember, every year this question repeats. Derive the kinematic equations of motion using graphical method. ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Using graphical method or using VT graph ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Kinematic equations of motion using graphical method or kinematic equations of motion using VT graph. This is the question. For 5 marks, and let's see how VT graph is used to bring these equations. To get these equations, we will start the derivation will be started. Before derivation, we must write something called introduction. That is, which is like pitch report before starting cricket match. Before starting the cricket match, we will have a pitch report. Means this kind of weather is there, this kind of ball, this kind of these many players are there, and the match is between these two and these two, like this. It's an official announcement. Here also we will discuss an official introduction. That is, consider a particle, because the chapter says it is about particles moving in a straight line. Consider a particle moving in a straight line. Moving in a straight line. Moving in a straight line with uniform velocity. With uniform velocity. Sorry, not velocity. Uniform acceleration A. Because we have to consider the body which is moving with uniform acceleration. Okay. Let U be its initial velocity. U is its initial velocity. V be its final velocity. T is time elapsed, and S be the displacement. The VT graph of the particle is as shown below. The VT graph of the particle is as shown below. Okay. So I will try to write this here itself. Okay, this is the graph where velocity time graph. Velocity is plotted across the y-axis, time is plotted across x-axis, and this is the kind of graph we obtained. And straight line graph is obtained. If this straight line, if it started from the origin, it means initial velocity is 0, but not like this. It is having an initial velocity u, that's why the particle starts its journey from the point A, that is nothing but the velocity u. It starts its journey from A, the point A means having already an initial velocity u, and changes its velocity according to this pattern. This is the slope. ABC is the triangle, and by knowing the slope of this triangle, you will come to know the acceleration. And the area under this graph, OABD, area of the graph, OABD will give you the displacement. Okay. Now let's write here. This is about the description. This is the description part. It's over. From the graph, slope of, we know that slope of line AB, slope of the line AB is equal to acceleration, right? We know this. Slope of line AB is equal to acceleration. We know this fact and we will use this fact. That is, slope is equal to AD by BC, right? Is it AB by BC? No, it is not AB by BC. It is BC by AC. BC divided by AC. Got it? BC by AC. BC by AC is equal to. So what is BC here? What is BC to be written? BC is nothing but the value of dV minus dV minus dC. Because if you want to know BC is the remaining length of dV and dC. Okay, dV minus dC divided by AC. Okay, and we put the corresponding terms here. What is dV actually? dV is the whole final velocity after the time t. Because initial velocity starts at u, later velocity changes after some time t, that is nothing but OD. After some time t, the velocity will be attained as v. V is the final velocity, so it has to be written as v. dv must be written as v. dc must be written as, dc is nothing but u, right? You see, dc and OA both are same. DC and OA both are same. We can directly write V minus U divided by AC. What is AC actually? AC is time. What is slope according to the definition? A. Acceleration is equal to V minus U divided by D. Now you cross multiply. AT is equal to V minus U. Send U in the left hand side. So it becomes U plus AT is equal to V. Athava V is equal to U plus AT. So we got the first equation. We have got the first equation. We will use this in future. We will use this equation in future also. First equation is over. But will you get how we have obtained it from the graph? See, first we have written the graph correctly. And we have explained what is to be written in the graph as shown below. As shown in the diagram, the graph is obtained. And from the graph, we have used the first identity. What is that? The slope of line AB is nothing but acceleration. Because in the VT graph, the slope always represents the acceleration. So slope is nothing but dC by AC. dC can be written as dV minus dC by AC. dV is V. dC is U divided by T, that is AT is equal to V minus U. That is, if you send U outside to the left hand side, it will be U plus AT is equal to V. V is equal to U plus AT. This is the equation. we have obtained. This is the first kinematic equation. Don't think that derivation is over. Remaining two equations has to be derived. Yes. Now, we will come to the second fact. We know that, what we know? We know that, shall I write it from this point? We know that the area under the graph represents displacement, right? That represents displacement. That is what is the area? OA, B, C, D, OA, B, C, D is equal to, that is the area covered, is equal to, OA, B, C, D is equal to, what is that? Displacement. What is OABCD? OABCD is actually triangle ABC, right? Triangle ABC plus triangle ABC divided plus rectangle. Triangle ABC plus rectangle OADC is equal to displacement. Okay. Triangle ABC area means, what is the area of triangle? Half into base into height. Half into base means OD into height. What is the area of triangle? Half into base into height. What is the base of the triangle? Base of the triangle is AC, right? AC is nothing but OD. AC is the base of triangle. Height of the triangle is BC. Okay. AC into BC plus, what is the area of a rectangle? That is very simple. That is length into breadth. Length into breadth. Length of the rectangle is OD into breadth of is equal to S. Half into AC. Okay, let me write it now. Half into AC is time now. AC is time because AC and OD both are times. Now BC, what is BC here? In the place of BC, shall I directly write B minus U, because in the place of BC we have written DB minus DC, right? DB minus DC. DB is B, DC is U. That's why in the place of BC I can write directly V minus U. V minus U. Okay, V minus U. Plus OD, what is OD? OD is also time, no? OD is also time. Into next, what is OA? OA is U is equal to S. Or in other words, what I will write is S is equal to, yes, I will write here. I will write everything on the right hand side. UT, U into T, UT plus half into T into V minus U. Okay, let me use this equation. Yes, 2. This equation has 3. Equation number 2, if you simply write V minus U, you can take it as AT, right? If you consider V minus U, I will write also from 2. From 2. Equation number 2. From equation number 2, you can write that S is equal to UT. S is equal to UT plus half into T into V minus U. In the place of V minus U, AT can be written. In the place of V minus U, AT can be written. Now it becomes S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So final expression is obtained. Did you get how we have obtained? From the first fact, velocity, slope is acceleration, we derived the first equation. Okay. From the second fact that area under the curve gives you displacement, second equation is obtained. How? Area under the curve is nothing but the OABCD is displacement. OABCD is a complicated structure. It's a compound structure which has a triangle and a rectangle. Area of triangle plus area of rectangle OADC. That is the displacement. Half into base into height, half into base into height plus half length into breadth. Half into base is time and height is BC. BC in the place we will plus OD is time, OA is U, which is nothing but displacement. So S is equal to UT plus half into T into, in the place of V minus U, we will directly write 80. So in the place of V minus U, we will write 80. So it becomes half into T into 80, that is nothing but 80 square into half, UT plus half it is. So we have obtained two equations. Third equation also is to be obtained. For this, I may have to erase this 4. Okay. Yes. So just look at this picture. Look at this derivation. It is a 5 marks derivation. In the examination, you will be asked only to calculate, only to derive any two of the equations. Generally, they won't ask to derive all the three equations, like V is equal to U plus 80, V square is equal to U square plus 2S, S is equal to UT plus half it square. They won't ask all of them. They may ask generally any two of them, like first equation, second equation, or the second equation, third equation. Like that, sometimes they may ask with all the three also, it depends. But what I suggest is you just write and learn how to derive all the three equations of motion. Okay, let me erase this earlier derivation. Means it does not mean that derivation is over. Derivation is still there. Since the board is not empty, since the board is not available, I will have to erase a part of this here. Okay, we will start with the third equation. Consider equation number 4. What is that equation number 4? Equation number 4 is this. Consider equation number 4, where S is equal to UT plus half 80 square. We already know this. What we will do is we will take the LCM. LCM is 2UT plus 80 square whole divided by 2 is equal to S. Or in other words, we can write it as 2S is equal to 2UT plus 80 square. I can write 80 into T. 80 into T. I will expand it. What is 80? What is 80? According to 80, V minus, according to the previous derivation, 80 means V minus U into T. Fine. We have already used this. From V minus U into T, we have written 80. From 80, it has become 80 square. We will go back. Okay. 2UT plus VT. Let's multiply minus UT. 2UT minus UT. What will be the outcome? QUT. UT plus VT. Fine. Take T common. U plus V into T is the final answer. 2S is equal to U plus V into T. Okay. Okay. Now what we will do is multiply and divide. Multiply U minus V on both sides. Multiply U minus V on both sides. For this equation also, for this equation also. Let me write it. 2S is equal to U plus V into T. Or V plus U. U V plus U into T. This is the equation. 2S is equal to V plus U into T. Now we will make this arrangement. Multiply by V minus U on both sides. Multiply by V minus U on both the sides. Okay, what will be there? What will be obtained now? Okay, 2S is equal to 2S into V minus U, right? Because we have multiplied it. 2S into V minus U is equal to V plus U into V minus U into T. V plus U into V minus U into T. Okay. V plus U into, because in the both sides we have multiplied with minus u. Now 2s into what is v minus u? What is v minus u? It is 80, right? From equation number 2. Earlier only, you know, 80 means v minus u. V minus u means 80. We will write it as it is. V plus u into v minus u is v square minus u square, right? Because it is a plus v into a minus b form. The expansion of a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. It is already known in the high schools. So v square minus u square into t. T here get cancelled. Now 2as will be remain. 2as is equal to v square minus u square will be obtained. So we have got the equation. Send the u square to that side. U square plus 2as is equal to v square. That is nothing but v square is equal to u square plus 2as. This is the third equation. Equation number 5. Let me explain this again. We know the second equation, means equation number 4 for the derivation set. Consider the equation 4, where consider the equation number 4 where s is equal to ut plus half at square. Let's take the LCM. 2ut plus at square by 2. Multiply 2 with this. 2s is equal to 2ut plus at square. We will divide it as at into t. What is at into t? V minus u into t. We know it already. Multiply vt with ut. Expand it, write it. 2ut minus ut is ut plus vt. Ut plus vt is equal to u plus v into t. You can also write it as v plus u into t. No problem. 2s is equal to v plus u into t. Fine. Now what we will do? We will rationalize the denominator. You know this method of rationalizing the denominator. Here there is no denominator. Even though we will try to solve it by multiplying, by invoking something here. Multiply on both sides by v minus u, so that it becomes v plus u into v minus u, v square minus u square it will become. And we have to multiply it on both sides. 2s into v minus u. 2s into v minus u is equal to v plus u into v minus u into t. Now 2s into v minus u means 80. V square minus u square into t. Dt get cancelled. So 2s into a. And what? 2sa. 2sa. Okay. 2sa is equal to v square minus u square. Athava v square is equal to u square plus 2as. This is the third equation. Equation number 3 is also derived. If you are able to derive all these 3 equations, remember you are already have taken 5 marks in the annual examination, because in every annual examination this question is a compulsory question. If you don't study this question, it is 100% sure that you are going to lose 5 marks. It is such an important question. So be careful and study it 5 times today itself.